Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello, hello. Let me fix this. Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, hello, Scott, Elite Elixir. Hello, Gnome Hunter, Blackadder. Hello, John Van Dam. Hello, 1961 Dottie. We have not seen you for a while. Welcome back, I guess. I don't know. It's from, I guess, is it for me to welcome? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is Tuesday, the 17th of February. I'm feeling okay. I was destroyed yesterday, last night, and I want to apologize. I'm not apologize, but I would just. Alan Williams is here, and Joe is here, and Mr. Cuff is here. So we're all here. We're all here. We can. I don't know if we can start. We can start. Thank you for coming to this show. This is the 245th day. 245th day. Every single day. I was watching a thing about Starbucks. That Starbucks came up with some, thing that was like supposedly amazing, and then they said instead of doing it every single day, we'll stop doing it occasionally. And people liked it more. I think this is what the fat man says, Rory Sutherland, who looks really horrible. He's brilliant, but he looks really horrible. And he's fat. Rusty Brown is here. Hi to you, Rusty Brown. Paul Yoward is here. You're not chopped liver. What did you say? 6 badges. I don't need your stinking badges. Today is Chinese New Year, the very first day of the Spring Festival. Yes, it is. This is a good day for a new year, really, because this is when it gets brighter and lighter and brighter and lighter. I think maybe that this is. I mean, New Year. I mean, why should New Year be January 1st when it doesn't feel like it's the New Year? Anyway, is Joodles here too? Hello, Joodles. Where is Joodles? Greetings, Joodles. There she is, right there. Evening chums. So Joodles is here. Julian is here. Rory Sutherland is brilliant. I only disagree with him once, so he must be great. Yes, Paul Yarrett. I think he's interesting, but he's so fat and horrible. It's so fat. Don't be fat, people. Everybody, let's be the best we can possibly be. I've just noticed how gray my hair is now. It's like fully gray. Have I gotten gray from doing this? Maybe I'm not gray from not sleeping enough. Your hair really likes having a proper haircut. Does it look all right? Does it look all right? Can you see me in this light? Can you see me? I'm not sure it looks that good in this light. Anyway, I think it's kind of like shocking how white my hair is. My hair is perfect. You're right, Joodles. The only thing that's missing is Joodles' fingers running through it. Pleased to report all is good with your girlfriend and I and Bella. Nervous wreck, though. Why is that bad? Anyway, run for it, Marty. What is that from? Is that from that movie, I think? Breaking news last night at approximately 6:18 p.m. Legendary U.S. actor passed away at the age of 95. Is that important that it was 6:18 as opposed to 6:17 or 6:19? Rory, Paul Sowers, looks like he could burst. That is true. Yeah, he looks like he can't stand when he's giving his speech. And I don't know how old he is. How is he younger than I am? Pleased to hear. Christelle, how do you pronounce that as well? And you, what's up with Bella? Oh dear, I hope she's okay soon. Joodles is very caring. I could play a 5-star general with this haircut. Yeah, I cut my hair. It's still a bit too long here. I think it's a bit long, and the light is not that. I'm gonna see if let me hold on a second. Okay. Is that better, do you think? Is that better? Maybe not better. I don't know if it's better. Anyway, so welcome to the show. I don't know what's going on today. I don't know. I just saw a little bit of Farage bad mouthing Rupert Lowe. I saw a bit of Rupert Lowe's speech, which it sounded good, but he seemed a bit nervous. You know, I mean, how important is that? You got doxxed yesterday, Lud, but I'm not telling anyone. What happened with Lud? Anyway, Lewis, we pronounce her name like we are going to have it changed to Crystal. Like Crystal. Okay, let's go with Crystal then. I'm going to write that down. Crystal. Duval was one of the best and never understood his appeal. The appeal of Gene Hackman. They're sort of similar in a way. They're kind of like ugly, bald, middle-aged white guys who are a bit angry. I think him and that. Speaking of hair, did you purposely sabotage your hair to get a free 25 pounds off the production company? No, I did not. It was a good idea to do that. But I did not. I did not do that. But I found out how much I was paid. I paid 11 pounds for the haircut. Just 11 pounds. Hi, Lewis. Okay. Jules says, Malcolm has a favorite chair to crawl under when the alarms go off here, Scott. Bella will soon be okay. Yeah, dogs don't like alarms like that, mostly. Nigel sounded churlish. It was a strategic error. Can we please define the word? Did we define the word churlish the last time? What does churlish mean? I've never used the word churlish. What does it mean? Mark Therosian is here. A round of applause for Mark Therosian is here. Mark Therosian says, evening all. Look at Lewis. Lewis looking my friend. Lewis looking my friend. Lewis looking my friend. I don't know what that means. Looking good. Yeah, looking good. I'm looking good. Thank you. I think I'm looking good. I don't know if I'm not feeling, you know what happened yesterday? I didn't get any sleep the night before. I did a full day's work. Well, I wouldn't say I did any work, but I just sat there. You know, you have to go do work. They tell you need a haircut. They tell you go put some makeup on, even though I didn't have any makeup put on me. They put me in, whatever. They didn't put me into the clothes. I wore, the clothes were there. I got dressed. They come and they look at you and they say, you're fine. And then you sit around waiting to go on, and then I fell asleep on a bench, and then they forget to call you, and you weren't in front of the camera at all. And supposedly I'll be back on Friday. Supposedly, this might be the last time. Maybe they'll find out that I am not helping, possibly, right? Churlish is like mean, a bit chippy. What is a bit chippy? Means like mean. Mean as in a bad person, or mean like average? Rusty Brown. Good to see you, Rusty. Speaking of haircuts, the Houses of Parliament has their own barbershop hairdressers. They all pay in hard cash, but then get it as a tax write-off, i.e., they need to loom presentable on TV. Yeah. I mean, it's a difficult question whether they should have to pay for it or not have to pay for it. You know, I mean, you get some of these feelings. You see someone like Rupert Lowe, nothing personal, but he looks like the kind of guy who doesn't really take care of how he looks, basically. Do you agree with me? That's what are we doing? We're over here. Fire and carbon monoxide alarms both got replaced last month, so we are okay for another 10 years. We are okay. Yes. RE is similar to the 4 and the 3. That's why it's that's why Judas wrote 43. I mean, as in bad attitude and chippy, as a chip on the shoulder. Oh, okay. Yeah, don't look that happy. I was gonna I don't know what I was going to do, but I didn't leave the house today. I brought some stuff outside. I was going to go down to the charity shop, but I decided not to go to the charity shop because the bus is not running. I don't know why. It's like 2 days in a row, maybe three. The bus is not running down into Peckham. Lewis was thanking anyone who contributed to whatever money source, and I assume it was you. We will soon. Our current bunch are fit for the bin. Then 10 more years for us. Lewis was. I did that. That's what I did yesterday. I thanked everyone for contributing, which is really amazing. I mean, really amazing. Should I tell you how much people have given? I mean, it's like. I mean, it's not quite £1 million, so don't worry about it. Peter Gwynn is here too. It's an age thing with the hair, especially extracurricular hair. Yes, but it's also I think it's the carbs. I've been eating a lot of carbs. I had 4 pieces of cake, small. They were small, so it wasn't. It was like It was like two small pieces of cake, but it's unnecessary for me, and I felt so guilty. But thank you, Peter Gwynn. But they're putting in special ones with vibrations, for me, and strobes and vibrating areas will be really integrated. I kicked up a real fuss. I miss a place and I'm lost. Sorry, I didn't put your name in that comment, Lud. 2 up. Lud, well done spotting the typo. Lewis, thank you. Well, I mean, I'm trying to read everything, otherwise people get mad at me. They get mad at me, basically, Joodles. So vibrations, not cybrations, vibrations. With special ones with cybrations. So vibrations for me to aid in finding what alarms Mare going off with strobing for visual aiming. Cake, Lewis, cake. When was your last no carbs at all day, Lewis? I can't remember the last time you didn't apologize for eating carbs. I mean, I would have to say. I mean, basically keep very good records. But then sometimes, like last night, I woke up at night and I had 2 hot dogs, but I didn't write it down. Maybe I should write it down. I had 2 hot dogs. Hold on, there we go. Um, oh, yesterday was a bad day. Was a bad day. Was a bad day. I had 2 hot dogs, and then I actually went to sleep. Is there catering at film set? Yeah, there's catering. It's not as good as the Star Catering, but there's lots of catering. The woman who works there is really nice. Her name is Georgina or Georgie, and she was just really nice. This very typical Englishy type lady. Very typical. Very, very, very nice. Very nice to me. Is there? Yes, there is. Catering good. Catering good. Couldn't have been me, Jules. I'm financially embarrassed. I don't know what we're talking. Maybe not Lud. I mean, you're talking to each other. I'm not going to be involved if you want to talk to each other. I mean, maybe you should be. I mean, I don't feel like I'm really up on things. Really, you know. Who is the funniest person you've worked with, Lewis? Oh, that's a good question. Who do you think is the fun? I don't know. I don't usually laugh at other people. Most people are not trying to make me laugh. I like the only thing that makes me laugh is when someone points to me and says Lewis Schaffer. This joke's for Lewis Schaffer. You know, Leo cursed Lewis. He's a great laugh. He is a great laugh. He is a great laugh. And if I think who makes me laugh? Who makes you guys laugh? I'm with these people, so they have to basically point at me and make a joke about me. That's what stand-up comedy is. Are they joking about you? That's what I find the funniest. Leo is the funniest. Comedians almost never laugh. No, you sit there and you think, well, now I have to say something funny. Right? That's what I think. I think, oh, I have to say something funny. Or I got to say something funny to that person. And it's like, Or I think, wow, that was really funny. Or I've got a similar joke to that. Where did he hear that joke? Or why can't I come up with something similar to that? I mean, I never thought I was that funny. And I don't think I'm funny now. I don't do this to be funny, right? There we go. Moving this over. I don't do this to be funny. I mean, we just do this to have like a nice chat. This thing's gonna fall over. Sean Luck is probably the funniest, or Mickey Flanagan. Well, I know Mickey Flanagan, and he's really. I mean, is he funny? Um, I know who Sean Locke is. He knows who I am, even though he's dead. I know Mickey Flanagan. He used to live right up the road. He used to play football all the time. He's a lovely guy, basically. So I'm with you, Joodles. Is Ricky Gervais? He's, I think he's pretty funny, really funny. It's like asking me who I think is funny. I like angry white people screaming. I'm sorry. That's who I like. Angry, angry, angry white people. Did you watch the last one laughing? Bob Mortimer was brilliant, but he always tends to laugh at himself. I mean, he's like an English guy. I mean, it took a while before I realized how funny the English people were because they were trying to make English people laugh. Sean Walsh is the only comedian practically that laughs. He is he is a very generous laugher. Sean Walsh. I mean, really, what happened to him was horrible. So he was kissing somebody. I mean, really. Did he apologize? What happened to Sean Walsh? He was found kissing some girl. Billy Burr. I find him hysterical right now. Right now. I didn't always. When he was younger, I didn't think he was particularly funny when he was working on his craft. Um, and Rickles. I said Rickles. I love Don Rickles. I love Don Rickles. So there you go. Rod Gilbert, also a lovely guy, a really great guy. Rod Gilbert, Rod. He's real. Like he is Rod Gilbert. Gilbert. He's an angry white man that screams. He's funny. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Um, I like that. I like that. Um, there you go. Claire is in the room. Claire is here now. We can begin our show completely. We can believe it completely. I mean, I also we can begin. Well, they're going the wrong direction in my. You can't see what I'm doing right now, but um, he really. He's thin. He's a football player. He's thin. Let's get thin, Paul Yoward. Everybody, let's get thin. Next time, I might get his surname correct, Scott. He's from Wales. Is this the first part of my name, Junos? What he's been saying. Spill the beans on him. This is going to be. This is going. We are going to have an amazing time today. I can feel it's going to be an amazing, amazing time. Do I have to listen to last night's rant? I mean, show. No, no. Last night wasn't a rant. Last night I could. Last night I fell asleep at the end, so we had to end the show early because I was so exhausted. I woke up. I didn't go to sleep. Flanagan, the voice I find hard to listen to and to speak as someone with a terrible voice, but not so bad as Burr. No, I mean, why? Because he's got a working class South London voice? Come on. Come on. I really actually laugh at comedians, even if I like them, unless as an audience member. Yeah, that's why people go see live stand-up comedy shows like right now, you know? Why do you go see them? You go see them because you're in a room with people and it's funny and he's talking to you. That's why I wait till I mean don't wait. Wait. You'll see me again. Lewis Schaffer is going to be a real stand-up comedian. I'm getting back into the world. I mean, it's really there's possibly good news coming. There's possibly I mean, I don't want to be negative, but I mean, you look at Rupert Lowe. Did he really say he was going to deport people who were born into this country. Did he really say that? I don't know if I'm in favor of that. Okay. What about you? What's your favorite female comedian? If that's not a contradiction in terms. I don't know if you name a name. There are some funny ones. I once went. Mary Burke. I would have to say. I once went to a comedy club in Cardiff with all my brothers. I've been there many times. And the comedian picked on us all night and invented an entire narrative how we could all be brothers and how there was a family business. Yeah, you want to be spoken to. Joodles. We're ganging up on him. We are. I've got your back. Who ganging up on who? Ganging up with me. Joodles. He isn't the problem with the new door housing executive put on. The rain is coming in, bless him. But he seems in good spirits. And a tradesman is coming out on Friday. Okay, so this is what's good about Claire. She's looking out for her uncle, her father's brother. Well, that's rubbish, says Joodles. But that's good summer's coming out on Friday. It hasn't rained for a few days at home, Claire. Hopefully that lasts. It's been raining here. I think it was raining incredibly yesterday. It's been raining and raining and raining. Lowe did say, looking to deport people born here. Well, yeah, well, you mean like children with their parents who are too, I don't know. But what about the parents? You're going to kick the parents out but not kick the kids out? Rachel Reeves is quite funny. Diana Abbott is hysterical, Mr. Steve Cuff says. I love Victoria Woods. God rest her soul. Rose also loved Victoria Woods. Why did she die so young? One of my brothers lived in Blackpool, says Kermit. Hello, beautiful Kermit. And the other in Ross on Rye, and he claimed we were making money from slot machines in Blackpool, and money was being filtered down to Ross. Is that possible, I guess? Isn't that what Blackpool is? Joe is here. Joe Warrior Princess. Beautiful 37 years old. Guess where I was at midday today? Lud wanted to know. Lud asks. Only if they have dual nationality, Paul, and if they're involved in our gangs. Yeah. If they've got another place to go to. I don't want to be kicked out. Rocket League is here. Rocket League, oh my God, it's so busy. People should look into the work of Norm Macdonald. Into the work. I love you say into the work. Into the work. Like he's an artist. Anyway, he is. He's amazing. Lewis does not like my theory of comedy niches. Differences make for specialized, not just hierarchical, but Norm is also amazing. What is the point you're getting at? I don't even understand what that is. I just say nowadays, I don't understand what the hell you people are talking about. I understand you guys less and less and less. Victoria Wood statue is in my town. It got run down by a taxi driver recently. Now it has concrete balls around it to protect her. Yeah. Okay. Victoria Wood, she was proper funny. Joodles, thank you so much for asking. He is okay after his fall. This is what Claire is saying. But he's more cautious walking now. Love him. He mentioned that it's dry in Northern Ireland. How old is your uncle, Claire, that he fell down? I thought I listened carefully, but fair play if I got it wrong, Joodles. Joodles says, hi, Rocket. Hey, Rocket. Cellaire is here too. Good to see you. Welcome in. Have a seat. Make yourself comfortable. Of course he never said that, Lewis. It's just smears that your friends at GB News Talk TV, Reform, etc. are spreading about him. He never said that because you can't deport a native born. Okay, well, there you go. And I'm going to tell you something. When I heard that, thank you, Cellaire. When I heard it, I thought to myself, this is a lie. It's one of those things you think this is a lie, or at least it'll have to be proven to me that he said that, which he did not say. Judel says that Rupert has been really shaken by the inquiry, Paul, as you'd expect. He wants them all gone. Who could disagree? I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. For the sake of the country, for the sake of the country, we have to, people who I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Somebody is a bad, bad, bad person. They've got another country that they could go to. They hate this country. They're not, they hate this country. Shouldn't they be sent to their other country, like me? Hey, well, I didn't think my original message came out, Daz says. I'm on live chat. I didn't see, where was your original message, Daz? Did I see it? Well, because I didn't read it, or no one commented on it. I don't see any message there. I don't see any message. Can you rewrite it again? I don't know. Maybe. What did you say, though? That's the truth, though. We don't have elsewhere to go. Is that maybe that's why maybe they're reading these messages? That's so horrible. That's so horrible. I've been watching all these YouTube videos, all the TikTok videos, or the Reels videos, and they all seem like AI. They're so unbelievable. I was being racist to white people, so maybe that's why. Yeah, well, please don't be, because I think this year I'm white. Last year I may not have been white, but this year I am. Your uncle is 78, I think late 70s. He's bipolar and on anti-anxiety tablets. He's been on them since he was 30 and has a breakdown when his dad died, Mom told me. Yes, that's 48 years of taking pills. It can destroy, those pills. You read about the bipolar pills. I took pills for 40 years. I took my high blood pressure pills. I'm not taking any more pills. I'm only taking magnesium, which isn't really a pill. But they say lithium. There's no need for lithium in the body, from what I can tell. Nobody's reading the messages, Lewis. Certain words get blocked by the algorithm. Okay, I know no one's reading it. Okay, no one's reading it. But the fact is that they're looking, that the machine is looking at it. That makes it even worse. AI creeps up on you, says Paul Yao, and it takes a while to realize it is slop. I then turn it off. Yeah, well, my son actually says I should stop watching this stuff. He said I should stop watching. And I'll tell you something else. I was watching those little TikTok videos about the guy who has the upside. Have you seen the one about the cup? I don't have an empty cup here. I'll use the empty cup. He said his friend, he calls up AI, all the different AI. Whoops. And he says, it's like my cup here, right? Can you see my cup? Can you see my cup? And he says, the top of he gave me a cup. And it says the top of the cup has no place for water to go in or go out. But the bottom, how can I drink with this cup? And it threw the AI. Can you see this? Because it was an upside down cup. He was explaining that he was given a cup. And he says, how do I drink out of this cup? He didn't know how to drink out of the cup. Have you seen that? Has any of you seen that? Nobody's reading the message, Judel says. Okay. And Claire says, I take magnesium too. Yes. Magnesium, it's not going to cure. It's not a cure-all for making you happy. But taking, like Claire says, bipolar medication and by taking all those other kinds of medication, on a daily basis can affect you in a bad way over time. No, not two girls with one cup. It was saying I was given an upside down cup. I'd like to drink out of the upside down cup. How do I drink out of it? And the AI had no idea to turn the cup over. Turn the cup over. That's the answer for it. Turn the cup over. Have you seen that? I think Rupert is an absolute G, saying all the shit that we are all thinking. Yes, he is saying that. He's an absolute G. I mean, he gave a speech. His hands were behind his back. He just seemed a bit nervous, but it was all right. It was all right. Even whatever. No, Paul. He wanted to see if AI could work it out, and it couldn't. Yes, it could. AI could not work it out, which is just turn the cup upside down. It's not a. It's only a cup when it's facing upwards. Is this way is not really a cup. You got to turn the cup. I guess it's still a cup because you could turn it upside down. And the AI didn't know anything. Most meds make you put on weight. A lot of meds make you do put on. I don't think most do, but that's one of the, yeah, yeah. Especially the bipolar stuff. There's no such thing as bipolar, whatever that is. Because, I mean, there is bipolar. There is behaviors that have been described as bipolar, where you go unbelievably happy or grandiose thinking, and then with lots of energy, and then feelings of worthlessness. But no one pill can cure that. He didn't call it an upside down cup, but I did say there was no way it could be used to drink out of. Yes, Joodles. Yeah, that was weird. And he did it a few different AI companies. A few. Um, Paul Yoward says to Judas that he's unpleasant. It is my go-to explanation. Yeah, you're not that unpleasant. Magnesium helps with foot cramps, which I sometimes get. Yeah, and I take glycinate, which helps you sleep. Magritte, this is not a pipe. This is not a cup. From the painter, you're talking about the painter. Two AIs examined the recent pic of Ghislaine Maxwell and compared her older picture for a picture of her, and it came to the conclusion that there was a 95% chance it was not the same person. I saw that because of her nose. Well, she had a smaller nose. She probably had nose surgery. Everybody has that. I have multiple personality disorder. We all have a million personalities. We all have. You spent 245 days with me, and you can't see my multiple personalities? I think everybody does. It's Rocket League, but thank you very much, Rocket League. Probably be able to drink out of an upside down cup in space if you believe such a thing. Yeah, yeah. I mean, upside down cup, upside down cup. Yeah, you could really. I think you could. Or if it's like, if you're going around the world, you know how if you go like this and then the water doesn't flow out. Rhinoplasty is a big deal with these people. Yeah, with everybody. Yeah. And especially as, look at my nose. I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger. There is no upside down in space. Yeah, yeah. Am I bringing your multiple personalities out? People could be ugly, not ugly. They could be angry. They could be different people. Alex here. I'm having Wingstop for dinner today. What is Wingstop? Wings. Wingstop. Can a human swallow upside down in zero G? That's a good question. Has that been question has been answered? Could we find out the answer, Scott Elixir, Elite Elixir? You find out. Wait till your ears get bigger too. Yeah. Luckily, I had small ears, but you know, and they're not. I don't have any hair coming out of my ears. Why don't I? I don't know. I'm waiting for that to happen. Um, I love your nose, Lewis. It's part of your handsomeness. There we go. That's what I'd like to hear. Thank you, Claire, for that. Thank you. That I mean, 5 years ago, I was really good looking. I was really good looking. Um, What's at the end of space? That's another good question, Steve Cuff asked. Ghislaine, not Chiz. Her name is Ghislaine. 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 A B. The B word just got censored. Yeah, I mean maybe you can't call her that. Who knows? Who knows? Chicken with chips. Like Morley's. I love Morley's. I don't love it. I like it. I like Morley's, but I never have the chips there. Lewis. Yes, a human can swallow while upside down in zero gravity. Swallowing does not rely on gravity. I guess it doesn't. Well, you take it in your mouth. Obviously, yeah, that's a good point. Obviously, otherwise those people, those spacemen would be dead up there. They're still eating, right? They have straw cups that contain the liquid. If they get all over, it's a disaster. Yeah, I bet it is. But it's not a cup. It's not like flowing inside. It's like in plastic bags, I would assume. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Claire. I love ham and eggs and chips. Ham, egg, and chips, says Daz. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know what that's in reference to. Recently, a stupid woman astronaut who wanted to leave space station threw her crap about and destroyed a wing. They should have avoided her. Is that true? I didn't hear about this woman. I did a French degree, Lewis. This is Judel. She's talking to me personally. I'm aware it's not pronounced Ghislaine, but it's fitting, and she deserves it. She also deserves to look as rough as she does now. Karma. You know, she's the only one who has the real answers to this question. The answers are not really in the Epstein papers. There's not as much detail as you would like of what exactly happened, what people were doing. A lot of it is wink, wink, and nod, nod. It would be easier. This is Kermit, and he's one of the smartest members of our crew here. Easier to swallow upside down in space if you're not fighting against gravity. What does that mean? But we're in space here. I guess we're in space. Is that what you're saying? We're in space right now. I'm in space. I'm using gravity to sit in this chair. Maybe they have an upside down cup, but AI wouldn't recognize it. I mean, AI is only as smart as the people who are not even programming, as the stuff it can program. I remember 2 years ago hearing about AI, and I didn't understand it. I didn't feel it was dangerous, but I think it's dangerous now. I think all of the films that I've seen, the videos I've seen, they're so believable. And the videos that I've seen that are not AI, that you think are AI. No, because of such diversity hires, are girl bosses and invaluable. So in news would be counter narrative that she was a girl boss. Paul, who are you? You're talking about Ghislaine. Trying to swallow upside down here on Earth would be harder as it can come out of your nose. How could you have zero gravity on Earth? Even when you're up in the, you have to. How could you have to swallow upside down? Yes, yeah, because it's connected. It's connected, but let's say I guess you have to hold your nose thing. Do you think that if Ghislaine got a pardon off of Trump, Seller asks, as she is asking for, that she would reveal the oath? I'm going to tell. What do you think, Seller? Do you think she would reveal it? And then I'll tell you what I think. On Jules Holland, on that New Year's Eve, some woman said America's going to send the first black person to the moon. Why is that unusual? Why would that be unusual? There are lots of black people in America, and they should be pilots if they want to be pilots. Ladies and gentlemen, we are floating in space. says spiritualized. We are. We're floating in space. I'll get him calling her Lane before we die. Lane. Lane. I mean, is that, I mean, that's an odd thing. There's no way the first black person is still alive. Corbett, that's a joke. I think Ghislaine is fitting, says Daz to Jules. Yes, maybe you're right. It's Maltese Phil is here. Hello, Maltese. Hello, Maltese. I did not know Giz was related to Robert Waxwell. Yeah, it's a daughter. You know, this is what happens. I mean, he was not a great guy, but what he went through was he had a lot of problems when he was young. A French work colleague was called Ghislaine, pronounced Ghislaine, so I found the Ghislaine thing weird because it's one of those names you'd have to sit there and pronounce it for people. And after a while, she probably just gave up and says, just call me Ghislaine. There's a film called Iron Sky. It starts with the first black man on the moon. I never heard of that film. Food does not need gravity to be swallowed. The esophagus, says Richard Phillips is here. The esophagus has muscles to guide the food into the stomach. Yeah, because maybe there's no oxygen in there, whatever. Yeah. They're all connected. Lord Ali, Mandelson, Robert Maxwell, and Queer Stalin. I don't know if they're all related. Robert Maxwell had Nazis to deal with as a young man. Yes, he did. From what I know, I don't know what the story is. He traveled across Europe during the war. They were not easy times. Those times are coming. We're all going to have to figure out how to make plans for ourselves. Those times are coming again, basically. Totally, says Joe. What was the question? Do you think Cellaire? I'm asking you this question. Did you answer what it is? You said to me, of course not. Yeah, I don't think she's going to spill the beans. Because it's so embarrassing, really. Let's say she was into taking advantage of these young girls for her own lesbianism, possibly. Do you think maybe she really enjoyed watching young women be tortured because there's a lots of meanness in her world? Don't you agree? Don't you agree? If there was money in it, she'd spill. Otherwise, not a chance. Well, she'll get out of prison. Isn't that important to her? Isn't that important that she would get out of prison? Joodles, I'm 90% there. I want to do what my friend Denise in Canada has done. She has a whole living area made under her house with tinned food and water. She's proper scared, and I can relate. Yeah. Especially a place like Canada. It's like here. A place like Canada is like proper scary. It's proper scary here, too. I mean, we've had a good day in a way. I think Rupert Lowe declaring is a good thing. I think it's a good thing that they're going to have elections. I think that's a good thing. I think that America is strong. That speech that Rubio gave is a good thing for this country. Did you see it? You probably didn't see it. They're not going to play it here. History repeats this farce. The door knockers in Brighton are embarrassing as well as vile. What door knockers are you talking about? I saw a video of people like Jew hunting down there. And I'm thinking, wait a second, I'm a Jew, you know? And they were lying about it. I'm like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. They were doing it. I'd rather have her complaining vegan arse rotting in jail. Is she a vegan? I don't have anything against vegans, obviously. Well, I do. You should have things against vegans because they become insane and they promote veganism. That's why I'm against veganism. And they become unhealthy, and it's going to cost the NHS money. Um, the fact she moans daily about the food is just another bonus. Canada is terrifying, Judel says. Yes, it is terrifying. And it's so close to America. That's the thing. And they say, well, we're gonna join America. Well, why would you want to have Quebec? Not even Quebec. Why would you want to have Ontario in Canada, in America? You wouldn't want it. Jiz is an attractive woman. And Epstein was obviously a pervert who needed more and more as he got older. Trying to stay relevant means they trafficked hundreds of girls, Eastern Europe, to Stansted. I mean, yeah, well, what do you mean by trafficked? That these are prostitutes, not prostitutes. They're women who wanted a trip. They wanted the trip. It's what happens when they get to the island. That's the thing. Being a chef, I'll stay strum on vegans and veggies. Well, you should, I mean, really, you're a libertarian, though, Lewis. Why would you care if someone's a vegan? Because I don't care. I wouldn't make it illegal for them to be a vegan. I think I'd make it illegal for them to make their kids vegans, to not feed their kids meat. I mean, this is a difficult situation. What do you think? Am I wrong that way? I am a libertarian, mainly a libertarian. I got tinned food in my micro. That's your like defense plan. Um, when I was at college, I think living underground is a form of suicide. It's saying I'm so unhappy with the situation, I'm going to commit suicide. I don't think that that's the right approach. The right approach is I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight. I'm going to get a gun and fight. I see you is here. Hello, beautiful. I see you. Paulie, I disagree. Me well isn't attractive at all, plain and dull. Are you saying you're not attractive? I see you. I find you attractive. Um, yeah. Judel says, come and pick her up to have the tinned food in the micro. I'm assuming the micro is a car. Alberta is looking to leave Canada. Yeah, maybe you might have them. But remember, the left have to approve of that, basically. I honestly got screamed in the face by a vegan for leaving some chicken on the bone. Why? She was upset that you'd left the chicken on the bone, or that you had any kind of chicken on the bone, that you ate any kind of chicken, Daz. 55 inches minimum these days, says Elite Elixir. What is that all about? Um, Vegans, I don't like. It's not that I don't like vegans. I think they're like leftists. They're wrong. They might, they've been brainwashed. It's not healthy. It's not good for animals. It's not necessary. It's not good for climate change. I don't believe in climate change. I was a vegan for the first time. What really bugged me was the holier than thou attitude. I never once thought eaters were evil. Yeah, and that's the thing about vegans. They think that meat eaters are evil. So they are a threat to us. They're like those crazy purple-haired ladies who are protesting in the street. I agreed, Lewis, and she has a gun too. But she's on her own in a very quiet area. Yeah, Yeah, well, that's why we have to all stay married, be married, and have lots and lots of kids, or hope. I don't know. We should have had. I should have had more kids. I only got two kids. I lost a cauliflower in the back seat a few weeks ago. It's beginning to stink. People think it's me smelling. Girl from Mars is here. I love Girl from Mars. All done for today. XX to Mr. Cuff. Okay. Claire says hi to Girl from Mars. Well, I'm editing my videos from Spain. I was having a rant about stuff being shut. I can't use it, but it's funny. Well, because they close it in the afternoon, right? They close it in the afternoon. People are allowed to be wrong, though. It's a democracy. Yes, they are. They're allowed to support your party or be in favor of hijabs. Otherwise, it's just kind of communism we want. Um, yes, basically, but they want to destroy our world, and they're not us. I ate some red cabbage. It's through me now, but the stink was me. The stink was me, says Paul. I had some red beets. Remember, I gave a little speech about red beets. Probably don't remember, but red beets. And I had some red beets today. I had a can of red beets. I don't know why I think I can have an occasional small little jar of red beets in oil, whatever it's called, in vinegar. In vinegar. I had the entire day enjoying double bagged cups of tea the other day. How can you enjoy that? I know it's warm and everything. It's warm, but is it enjoyable? That's the question. Is it enjoyable? They're like ex-drinkers, etc., who never stop going on about it. Well, I agree with that. Should we ban alcohol because it's unhealthy? Maybe not. He's going to say no, Girl from Mars. Who's going to say no? Who's going to say no? I'm falling behind in the chat here. We call red beets beetroot. Yes, I made that word. I had some fresh ones, and they had a big effect. Fresh ones are nicer. They have to be cooked. And I used to eat them raw, and maybe that gave me kidney disease. I don't know. I went and helped some autistics garden today, Richard Phillips. So a round of applause for that. Round of applause. Are they? What is an autistic? What is that? Is that someone who is intellectually dim, or is it someone who is emotionally dim? I don't know. It's what Vatanai is here. It's unusual to have 5 messages ignored. Did you? I have not ignored your messages. This is the first message I've noticed from you. Have I missed your messages? We were meant to do a podcast from there, Lud, says Joodles. Where is that? Where is that? Eastbourne Wimpy, 12 o'clock today, on my way to Harrogate now. I can't fall apart. Beetroots, not uncooked. You can get cooked, but not in vinegar. They're cooked, not uncooked. Means they're cooked. Yeah. It depends on how autistic. Some are very smart and some are simpletons. You could say that about not autistic people. That some of us are very smart and some of us are not very smart. What makes someone, how do you define an autistic? I was casing the place for us, Joodles. I think it works. There you go. Eastbourne Wimpy. Oh my God, I was in Hastings. Claire is from there. We should all meet up and be friends and be nice to each other. Let's be friends. Let's be friends. Carrie B is here. Hello, Carrie B. Autistic is a spectrum of special needs. My son is highly functioning autistic young man, highly intelligent, very political, and learned. Well, what does he do to be defined as? This is the discussion we can't have. We can't have it. So what makes someone autistic? That's the question. Oof, says Joodles. Just about to get away with that, Lud. Okay. Autism is a spectrum disorder, which includes lower empathy. High functioning is possible with empathy mapping, says Paul Yarrard, as intellectual approach to empathy can be taught. So it's someone without empathy is someone who's autistic. Is that what you're saying? No empathy. Girl from Mars says, yes, Carrie B. From those I have met, they have something special we just can't comprehend. Lord Alley, Mandelson, Robert, and Queer Style and vegans. Is that right? They are all proof that NASA never went to the moon and that there is no space station and that Lewis is a comedian. Maybe I'm not a comedian. Okay. I saw the Hastings sign on the way out. It's not that far, Claire. Bath nights will be fun, Scott. If you're on the A1, Lud, get the micro to beep on the way past. I guess the A1 goes through that area up there. Empathy is not a universal good. It evolved under conditions of manipulating others, except as part of the mother offspring bond. Well, I think it's entirely comes from a bond between parents, between early. Is not a universal good empathy, knowing what other people feel like. I think it's when you don't have it, you see it's a good. It's a good 25 minutes on the train to Brighton to Eastbourne. It's basically, I know you can see it. Here's Brighton. Here is Eastbourne. Yes, here is Eastbourne. And over here is Bournemouth. And then over here is Southampton. Different ways of registering information. Social skills can be lacking. I have worked very hard to help my son. He now works hard helping me. So that's what you need to do. You've got to work. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know I've actually read books on the subject. Eastbourne to Hastings. Yeah. Am I right about that? I mean, it's hard to tell what it is. Autistics, Richard Phillips, difficult socializing, easy to overwhelm with stimulation, very narrow range of interest, struggle to process emotions. They do have empathy, but dislike dealing with it. I mean, this is one of those subjects. We're going to get into an argument, and you're not gonna come online for a few days. You're going to be mad at me. Empathy is used to fighting to predict the movements of others, to best them. Paul Yarrard. Psychopaths have low empathy, and this is one of the few drawbacks they have in fights. Yeah, because you don't know. But is it used to best people? Or is it, someone talks to you and you want to see whether they're happy or sad, whether they're mad at you for doing something or happy for you to do something. Because in life, that's what we live by. I'm trying to find that, like me, I have a certain empathy for you guys. I know you don't want to be told that it's all a bunch of bull. I shouldn't even joke about it. You don't want to be told it. That it's very important to you because your children have this thing. So, and I don't want to say, well, I don't believe in that thing. Lewis, you need to be with autistic people and not just read books. We're all with autistic people. We live in a world filled with people like that. Vatanai says, my second daughter is like your son. The schools she went to were completely useless in helping her. It was very distressing. She became obese and bullied. Well, that's sad too. That's really sad. Warmelian says, was in a far-right stream yesterday. The type viewers would be called and N words. Ironically, they all said the Lewis the Lewis New York Jewish accent is the funniest. Far right, once again, being the least Naziist. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, Jews invented stand-up comedy. Autism is almost definitely not a unitary thing. It's the basis of Elon Musk's ASD is not the same as subverbal people. There's no genetic test, but a lot of comedians are autistic by diagnoses. Well, what does that mean by diagnoses? What does that mean? Because someone said they're autistic, that makes them autistic? What is the diagnosis? The I don't want to discuss this. Can we not discuss this? Carib, I had to learn different ways to talk to autistic people, girl from Mars says. I mean, one of the big problems why there's so much autism now is because people are told that, children are bad and boring or whatever they're told. Maltese Phil says, I'm not autistic, I just don't like people much. Some psychopaths exploit empathy to predict people's movements. They are the most dangerous. Exploit empathy. I don't believe this at all, at all, at all. Because I'm going to tell you why I'm rocking in my chair, because this is a very difficult subject for me. Really, really difficult for me. Because I know how autism, quote unquote, autism develops. I know how lack of empathy develops. I've fucking been there with my eyes. I know exactly what it is. And this is it's and it also intersects with women too. I see Ruben and Andy in a lefty channel today with Paul Thorpe, I think it was. Ruben and Andy. Who is our Ruben, our Andy? Okay, these people are acting with premeditation, so empathy can be included to make their moves more dangerous. Well, obviously, you can't live in a world without having empathy. I saw Coffee and Jews in a lefty channel today, says Kerbet. Children do not need school. Teach them to read and write. Job done. Lilith is here. That's Lilith saying that. They don't need school. Teach them to read and write. Job done. Exactly. Everything could be learned in about a year or two, between 7 and 8 years old, and then they're on their way. I agree with you. School is an absolute way. And if you expect school to teach you empathy, if you expect school to deal with your autistic kid or whatever it is, they can't even teach regular people school. Who is John Van Dam is here. Hello, John. I was told Sikowski was autistic. Who is Takowski? Who is Takowski? Um, if you're left of Rupert, you are a lefty. Seller says. I kind of agree with that. So by diagnoses, I mean you could be diagnosed. There is no better, worse with neurotypical. They are all different modes of being. People ultimately are individuals and all have talents and crosses to bear. That's not the answer to the question. That's not the answer to my question. Daughter number one told the bullies, touch my sister again and I'll bash you up. They did hurt number two, and number one sorted them. About five of them. Yeah, well, there you go. That's a good daughter. That's the kind of girl you want. Or even a son you want. Avocado Man is here. Hello, Avocado. Old Bill are dicks. Having a go at me just for chopping my onions on a chopping board. According to them, I should stop finding a safe place. According to them, I should stop Punctuation. I should stop, period, and find a safe place. Yeah, come on. Let's get our punctuation right. I was listening to a cover of Portishead. Daz says, Lilith agreed by and large. And university, how ridiculous. Someone once said if we didn't teach kids to walk and they learned at school, we'd be told kids can't walk without going to school. Yes, yes, yes. School is a form of control, and it's a feminized form of control now. I'm with you, Daz. I'm against school by and large. Were you even using a blunt tip knife, Lud? Don't make me inform MI5 on you. Number 2 lost her excess weight, and now she is slim, and her old school friends are fat. Yeah. There you go. Well, I am with you, Vatanai. Let's be thin. Let's be thin. 90s music, I agree, was terrific, says Paul Yoward. Lisa Loeb and Tori Amos today. As I were, okay. I mean, unfortunately, autism is one of those subjects. I have a very strong belief on it. You shouldn't follow me because I've got a really strong belief on it. Children need to be paid attention to. They need to be looked into the eyes. They need to be spoken to. They need to be laughed at, and they need to be mimicked. If a child goes like this, you have to go like this. If a child smiles, you've got to smile back at them. You've got to imitate them, and that's what causes empathy. When they can look into your eyes and they can say, this is a person too. That's what empathy is you want them to know what a person is. You want them to know what their feelings is. Daz says, Bristol is an Antifa stronghold. Pull down the statues. Cops stood around, and the judge lets them off. It's all corrupt. Yeah, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I'm in favor of history, Lilith. You remind me of my future ex-wife. Of my future. Great description, Lewis. This is what I believe. I believe children need to be looked at and paid attention to. The more time, and I've said this a million times, this is what Lewis Schaffer believes. You could call me a nutter. I've been called a nutter relentlessly. But the more attention you pay to a baby, the less attention you have to pay to the adult. If you don't pay any attention to a baby or a toddler, they will turn out to be damaged. I was thinking about farms, and I have just few alarms going off. There's nothing to what a typical farmer contends with. I don't know. What do you mean by that? Quite a lot of diagnoses are now of self-fulfilling of autism. Kids get labeled, and then their behavior is explained by the diagnosis, which is also a bad thing. You're right, Lewis. I'm very sure unfit parents giving their children screens from a very early age to avoid interacting with them has a monumental effect on the spike in autism among Zoomers. And that's exactly right. Totally agree. Here's a screen. That's not interaction there. That's not interaction. You need to look into somebody's eyes. I'm looking into your eyes. And you have to know what it is. And once you lose the first 5 years, or 3 years even, or even 2 years, you're lost. I lost a mate in a nightclub, John Van Dam speaking to Lilith. Found him asleep on a couch in the back, just as the bass line kicked in a classic song. Eye contact is very low in kids today. To save money doing open mic, I stay in hostels with kids shuffling, zero eye contact. Learned autism, screen watching all the time. It's not learned autism. It's just autism, because that's what causes autism, is not having enough contact with children. I believe with babies. I believe that. I'm not saying, school has nothing to do with useful education. It has become a child minding service to keep children away from their mothers. Vatanai. I'm going to read that again. It's a child minding service to keep children away from their mothers, to destroy families, to destroy communities, to destroy white people. I tried to be as unschool like as possible when I was teaching. Yeah, you got to look, yeah. But even then, kids being sent in this country, kids being, you're getting me angry now. Now I'm angry because I'm remembering the kids going, putting kids in whatchamacallits, in creches or whatever it is, child. Lewis, absolutely rubbish what you said about autism. I know you're going to think that. You're going to think that, Carrie B, I love you, but I'm going to tell you what it is. Kids are not born autistic. I believe that. They might be being born the all-worded, but they're not being born autistic. And even kids who are born with the R word, you can undo it. My dad disliked me as a child, but likes me as an adult. That's why I'm here listening to a 67-year-old man call me damaged on a Tuesday night. I don't know if you're damaged. What, because somebody else calls you damaged? That doesn't make you damaged. The fact you recognize, first of all, I'm 68. I'm going to be 69. But thank you very much, Army of them. Yeah. I mean, this is what I am. I believe. No, you did, Joodles. You did. I know it. I saw it coming, and I shouldn't say it. I don't want to. I'm a bit autistic because I don't want to live in a world of fear. I don't want to be afraid. I was not given the love that I needed as a baby. Okay? As a baby. That's why I am this way. My mother decides to go off to a fucking mental hospital. Was I born this way? Was I born this crazy? My mother went to a mental hospital. May she rot in hell forever. But then again, her father was an alcoholic, and my mother, maybe she didn't love my mother as much as she wanted to love my mother. So may my grandfather rot in hell forever. May my grandmother rot in hell forever. But then again, my grandfather was an alcoholic. Why was he an alcoholic? Because his great-grandfather and mother did not pay attention to him. Who knows what the story is? I've got opinions. It's what I feel, and you have opinions for what you say. Should I say to you, because you think this way, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to be your friend. I'm not going to listen to you. And that's a very important thing. Lewis, autistic, if anything, he feels too much. You're a man who wears his heart on his sleeve, Lewis. Respect. I feel the pain. I don't know what autistic means. I feel the pain. Do I not understand that I'm causing pain to other people by saying I don't believe you? When everybody in the world says I believe you, it's not your fault. You are not to blame. I am to blame for my own life. That's what Joodles always says. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I believe in responsibility. I believe in my own. When you see my own kids, I am responsible for not everything that my kids do, but they were not born that way. Dr. Schaffer, I've been watching Joe Marler, and he claims not to be a doctor. I don't see how you can tell. People, they are wrong, and when they are living it, I don't see how you can tell people they are wrong. When they are living it, I don't know if they're wrong. I don't know. The BBC told us in Cell Air that there was that fear is the chosen propaganda to create consumerism. Yes, that's right. That's right. They want to tell you your child was born sick. That's why we have to do this to him. I don't believe that. Hope they die. I hope they die. How does it work if they're not born with it? Is it learned behavior? It's the opposite of learned behavior. No one's looking them in the eyes. So they think, well, no one's looking me in the eyes. If no one's looking me in the eyes, if people are not paying attention to me, how can I learn to pay attention to them? And that's what being a baby is. It's having a mother right here in the arms going, boo, 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 boo. Looking at them in the eye. Look at you, boo, boo, boo. Look at you, what a beautiful baby you are. And that's what makes children nice, is you talking to babies. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And buy the stream of coffee. This is not the right time to ask for this. And people are saying goodbye. They're saying goodbye. They're saying goodbye. What about jabbing babies in the eye? Paying attention to babies. Can you not write this right now, Kermit? Because people are going to hate me. You are loved, Lewis, by fans and friends. And yes, people have a backstory, and we need to understand backstory in a wisdom my father gave. Is a wisdom. We have to understand the backstory. My mother was not an incredibly good mother, but she had her problems because of her grandfather. My grandfather had problems. He was an alcoholic. You know what I mean? Yeah. And Vatnai is right to point out that you put someone, if you ignore children, they are going to grow up messed up. Tough crowd. I wonder why. Lewis giving us eye contact therapy. Yes, you need to pay attention to your child. I was obsessed with my kids because I was ignored. And my second child, I'm not going to mention his name, I didn't give him as much attention as I gave child one. And I was going through a divorce, and I was so exhausted. I was like unbelievably exhausted. And the mother didn't want me to do it. She thought I was stealing the kid. She thought I was mental. Our babies we loved, cuddled, played with, and looked at, and given attention to. If Lewis said some children were not parented well, that would be acceptable. But you are so black and white. Say that again, Vatnai. Our babies we loved, cuddled, and played with, looked at, given attention to. If Lewis said some children were not parented well, maybe I should say that. I should laugh. Oh, some parents are not parented well. Who is black and white? Who is so black and white? I don't believe you. Your mother was an excellent mother. Your grandfather was teetotal. Was a teetotal. Yeah, you don't have to believe me. Maybe it's wrong. Maybe I am well. Maybe I am. Maybe she was a great mother. You know, I remember my mother being told, oh, she's got a chemical imbalance. A chemical imbalance, which is why she was bipolar. A chemical imbalance. F the people who say that. F them who say that. We knew there was something seriously amiss with my nephew within weeks of him being born. Yeah, you know what? There are kids who are born mentally, yeah. Michael Jackson was black and white. Hamster and elderberry. Yeah, there are some kids you think, it's like my children, Kids need attention. I've driven past MJ. Okay. I moved into an old doctor's surgery 20 years ago. He left medical records. I checked one street, and every house there was at least one drug. One drug what? John Van Dam. Can write that clearly? Some fathers simply don't like spending time with their children and never will. And some mothers don't want to spend time with their kids. Some mothers don't want to spend time. Oh my God, I'm too much. I'm too much. Yeah, there are parents who do not spend enough time with their children. And they're parents who need to be taught how to be good parents. I was a very talented artist, says Paul. Yeah, I was a child and almost destroyed this. This is a unit, and the most destroying, the most destroy, and the most destroying. Nope, there's no punctuation in there, so I'm not reading. I'm not reading what you're writing, Paul Yoward, unless you put punctuation, because there's no sentence. There's one long run-on. It's not even a run-on sentence. Hey, Chartel, welcome. Come and help us make sense. Laugh out loud. Chill, Lewis. You'll be getting your blood pressure machine out. I will. Yeah, I will. Okay, calm down. Lewis, calm down. Calm down. What I'm saying is that I believe in parents, in good parents. I don't believe in children being born sick. I don't believe it. And it really bothers me. Your opinions on this stuff is black and white. Some kids are born with problems. Some have problems developed into them. There is a sliding scale between one side and the other. I don't believe that. I believe very few children are born bad. Obviously, some children are born smart and some children are born stupid. But you could be stupid and lovely. You could be smart and bad. So I don't believe that. I don't believe children are born with personality problems. I believe parents, through lack of attention and love, are born with personality problems. Kids are born sick. Facts. No, they're not. They're rarely, some of them are born sick, but they're not born with bad personalities. They're not born with bad personalities. I don't believe that. That's one of those things Lewis Schaffer does not believe. I believe you could be born you can be born stupid. You could be born a genius. But you have to be trained to be bad personality. This is what I believe. I know you don't believe that. People don't believe it. Very few what? No, there are probably some. Why is every kid now mental? Because of the machines, because they were ignored by their parents, because they were told that being a parent is a boring thing. The mother of my children used to say, I want to have adult time. And as I've said many times, what's more adult than changing a baby's nappy? That's adult time. You going to the pub and drinking is not. Lewis, kids have hormone imbalance. I don't believe that. Wrong, Chartel. I don't believe in hormone imbalances. My mother had a what do you call it, chemical imbalance. That's why she's manic. Bullshit. Sorry. I'll stop yelling. They give babies tablets now. Yeah, a little tablet. You mean like computer tablets? Yeah, and pills tablets. I don't really believe some kids are born smarter or more talented. I think that's a myth. But of course, there are extremes where people are naturally talented, but 90% of people are equal. Way more than 9. They're all, it depends on how you treat the baby. One day, all this will be yours. What? The curtains? Not wrong. Cortisol, for one, causes high stress. It can cause high stress, and that could cause, so people have high cortisol. They also need, and they need a parent's love, a mother's love, a father's love. They don't need to be ignored. Too many children are ignored. Too many children are not looked at in the eye. This is what I believe. I admire how you never let evidence and facts interfere with your opinion, Lewis. I have evidence. I've seen it with my own eyes. I have evidence. I have 2 children here. Two children. And I see what happens, what attention it needs. Low dopamine causes depression. How about a punctuation, Chartel? Low dopamine causes depression. No, it does not cause depression. People who are depressed have low dopamine, possibly. I'm glad you made college and have accomplished exhibitions, Paul Howard. I mean, you could, yeah, there's association. Yeah, they say people who are anxious have a high cortisol level. Well, maybe high anxiety causes a high cortisol level. Genetics is the basis of intelligence, which is a good predictor of most talent. Talents run in families. No, I don't believe that. I don't. Yeah, there are some people who are smarter than other people, but basically, there are people who've been paid attention to, people who haven't been. 2 children out of millions of children, hardly a significant scientific fact. Yeah, yeah. And that's not the only thing. That's not the only thing. Okay? Every house on the one street looked I looked at was on drugs. Every house. These quacks are too financially incentivized to give them out. Everyone is unique. Yeah, and they're incentivized of saying, "Oh, your child was born bad. He's got a chemical imbalance. We'll give him extra this or extra that, or we'll give him this or we'll give him that." It's low serotonin that they say causes depression. High dopamine causes anxiety. What Yeah, whatever it is, it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. Effing bullshit. Effing bullshit. Effing bullshit. Effing bullshit. I do believe daughter number 2 turned out like she did because of our parenting. We did all these things you claim are good parenting, yet she had problems. Well, it depends how early you start doing it. It depends. It depends how much you're listening. It depends. You could also have high expectations or low expectations. Yeah, Julian, how to lose friends. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know it, and I knew it when I started on this little rant. I knew you were gonna hate me. I knew people were gonna walk out. Carrie B's gonna walk out. You're gonna walk out. I can't hear this. It's making my brain explain. I'm hearing what you're telling me. There is no hard science to support being born with autism. It said no kids are born with problems, unless of course they're female. Then they're completely. That's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah, yeah. People are different that way. I've been at it for 8.5 months. Yeah, I want to say what's on my mind so you know exactly what I'm thinking. I mean, I could sit here and I could say, "Oh, that's interesting." I could agree with you and I think you need to be agreed with, but I'm not going to do that. The shirt has been buttoned up. Things are getting serious. Is it coming undone? Is it coming undone? Sorry. Do you like this? Maybe it's the shirt. Maybe it's the shirt. I don't know. Lewis had 2 children late in life, so obviously an expert in parenting. Well, yeah, because I studied it. I was paying attention to it. It's very common for people on their right to dismiss medical conventional opinion because they are neoliberal crooks. Your views don't surprise me. I don't find it upsetting. I think the medical industry are neoliberal. I don't even know what the word neoliberal means. It's been explained to me a million times. I think they're left-wing crooks, the medical establishment. I think those teachers are liberal crooks. I think the belief that children are born sick is crooked. I come here for your honesty, and it is the basis of your comedic genius. So it has to be as it is. Thank you very much, Paul. I appreciate that. I like having you here because you don't always agree with me. I knew it was coming too, and I tried my best to prevent it. But you can't hurt. I know. I know. I'm sorry, Joodles. I'm sorry. I don't want people. I don't like it that people are so upset. I cannot hear this, so I'm not going to listen to this. I gotta go. I gotta go. I can't listen to this. I can't listen to this. I can't listen to this. He can't be my friend because he. I am not a bad parent. I'm a good mother. I'm a good mother. I'm a good mother. I needed to listen to your stream tonight, Lewis, for better or worse. Thank you. I appreciate that, Scott. I appreciate that. Oh my God, what time is it? It's 6:30. Our show's almost over. Our stream's almost over. I want to thank you people for letting me speak to you. I want to thank you. And thank you for disagreeing with me. Thank you. I'm Thank you. That's what I have to say. Thank you. They can't listen to it because it's in their house, Lewis, and you're essentially calling them bad parents. How long would you have to listen to that if it was you? Um, who the fuck am I? Who the f am I, Joodles, to to be the arbiter of whether you are a good parent or not? If you don't think you're a good parent, maybe the reason why people can't listen to it because they don't think they're good parents. It was surprising the left hate capitalism, yet support medical industry without realizing that the medical industry is there to make money, says Daz. Exactly right. Is that all these leftist, anti-capitalist people are all into big industrial complexes like schools and medical and hospitals, and all that stuff. That's a good point, Daz. Yes, all the Pakistani, Bangladeshi kids having kids with their cousin, they turn out to be disabled. Yes, Alex, they do. But are they autistic disabled? Or are they just not, or maybe they could be that. Precisely. Who the F, that's what they're saying about me. Who the F is he to say this about me? Yeah, but I say lots of things that you don't have to agree with. I'm telling people that they should not eat plants, even though I eat plants. But, what should they do? If anything can be thought of in a negative way, Lewis will find that way. You use the word negative or opposite way. Yes, I think about everything that way. No, no, no. I'm not blaming them because they're bad parents. They think they're bad parents, which is why people are not happy. Which is why they're not happy with me. This is the most autistic show ever. Yet you could make a case for it. You could make a case for me being autistic, that I am not being empathetic to you people. To you people. Um, Basically, yeah. Medical industry is what is behind the Troon epidemic. Exactly right. That those people were born in the wrong body. That's a lie too. That is part of a lie. Autism is a lie, and and trans quote whatever it is, sexualism is alive. Medical industry. Richard Phillips is right. It's a fucking scam. It's a scam. It's like we need hospitals to cut people's penises off because they should never have been born with a penis, and we are the hands of God. Yeah, I know. I'm just guessing, Steve. I'm guessing. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I know that when I started talking about this is one of those subjects because I was there with my own children, and I understand it. And I understand it. The medical professions at one time wanted to label autism early onset schizophrenia, with schizophrenia coping mechanisms therefore absent. How bad is that, Paul Yoward? That's very interesting. And it's Chartel's birthday. We forgot it's her birthday today. Thank you for reminding me. Happy birthday, Chartel. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Chartel. Happy birthday to you. Am I allowed to sing that song on the air? All you have to say is some problems are caused by upbringing, not all of them. We had families at school who were genetically thick, dad and 3 kids. You never seen such a lack of brains in them. I agree with that. I agree that kids can be born stupid. They can be born stupid. But stupid. Generally speaking, happy birthday, Chantel. Scott says happy birthday. Lilith says happy birthday. Your own children aren't disabled. They were not born disabled. That's what I'm saying. They don't have any issues, for fuck's sake, but they could have had issues, and they do have issues. And they do have issues. You are such a narrow-minded prick. It doesn't affect you. It doesn't exist. That's fucking bullshit. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying my kids were born without issues. There are kids who are born with problems. Okay? They're born with problems. Yes, they are. But not the problems you're talking about, not autism problems. They could have had autism. They could have had autism. That's why I'm so angry. Anyway, thank you very much, Chantel, for having the thing. Okay? I'm saying my kids were not born disabled. But if they were disabled now, you would say to yourself, whatever that word means, disabled, you would say to yourself, oh, they were born that way. They were born that way. But I said, no, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to let that happen. Anyway, so this has been a great show. We've had a really good, I don't know if we've had a good show. What time is it? We've had a good show. Let's go. Let's pretend that it's been normal. I'm autistic. I got triggered just now. You talk about this. It's a triggering thing. It goes into my brain. It is so upsetting to me. I want an apology from you people because you knew by continuing to discuss it this way that it would go into my brain and would make me unhappy. Okay, so let's find out who let's find out who the everybody like and subscribe. Let's thank the people. Let's go the top people. 32 is 1961 Donnie and Avocado Man 31. Carrie B is 30. Alex is 29. These are the top fans. Girl from Mars 28, top fan. 27. Alan Williams, top fans. Mark the Rosian, top fan. Peter Glynn Collecting 25, top fan. 6 badges is in France. 24. 23 is Lilith. Beautiful Lilith. Chartel, happy birthday. Chartel. So young. 20 years younger than Lewis Schaffer. 21. 21 is Warmelian. Thank you very much, Kermit. And Daz, 20. Vatnai is 19. Richard Phillips, 18. It's been such a busy day today. Rusty Browning, 17. ICU, 16. Beautiful ICU. Rocket League. Thank you, Rocket League. A round of applause for Rocket League. 14 is Claire. 13 is Gnome Hunter. 12 is Maltese Phil. Maltese Phil. Julian is 11. 10 is John Van Dam. 9 is Ludd. Army of M is 8. Rising up tremendously. 7 is McCuff. Cellaire is 6. Mr. Cuff is 7. And Joodles is 5. Always high for Joodles. Okay? She tried to stop me. Don't blame her. She tried to stop me. She knows that autism is one of those things that I've got views against. In the same way people call me a mustache man aficionado for my right-wing beliefs. It's something that I believe. Okay? Hi ho, and you guys believe things too, but maybe you're better than I am because you learn how to keep your effing mouth shut. Whereas I just let it out of my stupid brain. I let it out. That's why I'm not liked. 68 years old. I am not liked. Hi ho, Kermit is 3. And number 2 is Paul Yoward. My friend Paul, we're going to be up there. If he still has me up there maybe I'll be protested by the Autistic Society up there. Paul Yoward is up there in 2. And number 1 is Elite Elixir Scott. So congratulations, Scott. Thank you, Scott. And we just found out who the top number is for this. The top number, the winner is, according to our official statistician and judger, Kermit. Kermit says, and the winner is Mr. Cuff at 36. Mr. Cuff, he's always winning. You are always winning. Why are you always winning? Look at this. Look at the winning. 36. 30, 36. 36. So there you go. The beauty of getting older is knowing some battles aren't worth it. Maybe Lewis will get old enough one day. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm going to say this. I want to be loved. This is what I say. I want to be loved, anal warts and all. I want you to know what's in my brain, even though I know you might not agree with it, even though you might want more explanation. Well, Cuffy is a winner. He's won so few. I should keep track of this. You've won free time. You are not gefilte fish. You're not even chopped liver. Julian, thank you for being here. If I've forgotten any of you in names, thank you. I hope you come back again. You can call me an idiot. You can call me a horrible person. You could say horrible things like your children aren't disabled. Okay? That I have, I'm narrow-minded prick. You could call me a narrow-minded prick. You can. I'm not going to think ill of you for thinking this. I'm not going to think ill of you because you say to me, I can't listen to you, Lewis. I do think ill if you write it down. Even if you write it down, I don't think ill. This has been brilliant. I mean, has it been brilliant? I don't know. 36 people. Yeah, that's the top of the people. But we've also had, hold on a second, 216 people were watching this. Okay? Thank you, Julian. I love you guys the way you are. I love that I'm able to say this, and you don't agree with me and you think it's horrible, but I still love you. Okay? I love you for being here. I'd love you if you disagree with me. Okay? But that 216 people were watching this stream at some point. The average length of time, hold on a second. What's the average length of time? Is, I don't know what the average length of time is. Hold on a second. Okay. There you go. So I'm going to say goodbye to you people. I'm going to say goodbye. Joe, I love you. Paul, I love you. Richard, thank you for coming in. I love you. 216 is pretty good. 216 devices. Okay, but that's still something. That's still something. I think it's 100. I don't know what it is, but I'm not saying that this has been good, but I'm saying you're going to hear somebody else say this, that, yeah. I believe that most children are born beautiful and lovely, and the medical industry they're trying to create fear that and not to blame yourself. Don't worry. Okay. Happy birthday, Chartel. We will see you tonight at 10:30. Joe, I'm sorry. You're number 4. You were number 4. Big round of applause for Joe. I missed you. I ran over your name. I love you, Joe. I love you, Joe. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ignore you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ignore you, Joe. If you're there, Joe. If you speak to Joe, I'm gonna have to send a message to Joe. I'll see you later. We'll see you at 10. We'll see you at 10:30 tonight, everybody.